Cobalt behind me with a 2.2. We are going to be putting a timing set in this car. Runs fine, drives fine, but we're 170,000 miles. This is preventative maintenance because at this point it's not a matter of if it's going to go out, it's a matter of when. Running quiet, it's not making any noise, but I'm going to take you through putting a timing set on this car. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to rate it when it's all over with. Have questions, drop them in the comments. Please share this with your friends. And give me a minute, we're going to dive right into it. First thing we're going to have to do is remove the intake and all the plastic engine covers. So I'm going to get on that. Be right back. Now we've got all the plastic off. You can see the top of the engine. I take air intake out. Let's get the coil packs and the valve cover off. We're just going to unplug our coil pack connector. Get our fuel line loose. Okay, so the timing set in this car actually looks really good. I don't see any abnormal wear. Now, well, we've got the valve cover off. We're going to have to tear down the front of the engine. What we can do from up here, before we get too far in, this plug right here needs to come out. That is the cover for the upper guide bolt that's right down in there. So we'll need to take this one out. This engine mount's going to need to come off, so we're going to have to support the engine so that we can remove this mount. So that we can remove this mount. That way, because the bolts for the mount actually do go through the front cover. So I'm going to get the engine supported. We'll get this plug out. We'll get this mount off, and then we'll get down underneath the car and work on getting the serpentine belt off and the timing cover. So let me get that taken care of. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to show you a trick to supporting the engine here in a second. First thing we need to do though is remove this plastic piece underneath the fender. So it's a bunch of these push pins. Get that pulled out real quick. Okay guys, so I've got the coolant draining right here, because while we've got this apart, the water pump is right behind here, drives off the timing set, so we're going to go ahead and replace the water pump while we're at it. That way we don't have to worry about doing it later, since it already has 170,000 on it. Now, as you can see, I've got a block of wood right here that you can see it from the backside is wedged in underneath the oil pan. That block of wood will support this end of the engine, since the oil pan doesn't have to come off. And then I can take that upper engine mount loose and not have to worry about the engine dropping. So while we're down here, we're going to go ahead and take the serpentine belt off, which we need a 3/8 for that. And then we can get the belt out of the way. There we go. We're going to go ahead and remove the balancer. And this one should just slide off. This balancer is keyed, it's not press fit. So there we go. And go ahead and start pulling our timing cover bolts. I've got a 13 right here. If you can see that, right there's a 13. Just gonna leave that one like that for the moment, and then we're going to have to get our tensioner arm right here off, and to do that they give you an access hole right here where you can go through and get to the tensioner bolt. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I just dropped it inside the frame rail. There we go. That's out of the way. I've got 2 more bolts holding the timing cover on. Should be all of my timing cover bolts. So now we can prop the timing cover loose. Put the timing cover. Now you can see our main timing chain, our balance shaft chain, and there's the water pump right over there, and this engine's actually pretty clean. So we're going to be swapping all of our guides, that guide, this one, our balance shaft guides, our nozzle, all that's getting changed. You have to remove the engine mount because in GM's infinite wisdom they put the gasket around the mount, and we're going to put a new gasket on there. We're not going to reuse the old one. First thing we need to do is finally get our timing marks lined up here. So to do that, we're going to stick that bolt back in. Our crank key needs to go to, I believe it's the 12 o'clock position. So that right there needs to go all the way up. And should be pretty close to 12. That puts our timing dot here at 5, and we'll have to check our upper sprockets to make sure the timing marks on them are in the correct position, or we're 180 degrees out. I'm going to close the drain on the radiator because I'm not getting any more coolant out of it. I'm going to get all our stuff out from under here, and then we're going to go back up top. Alright guys, you take a look right up here on top. That INT, that's intake, that's my timing mark. That's pointed right where I want it. Back here, the EXH, that's the exhaust. It's right there, pointed right where I want it. That's perfect. We're going to get the turn top side of this guy down. We'll get the engine mount out of the way, then we'll start tearing the timing set apart. Well, that's one way to get it out. Well, that's never good. The tensioner just came completely apart. The tensioner just shot itself completely apart. Let me go back in and fish the piston out. Oh shit, that's not supposed to happen. Nope. I believe that banana's got to go out the top. And then our nozzle. Good. Off. Guide. Come right out the top. See, there's a little wear on that guide, but it's not bad. Set it over here for a moment. Fish the chain down and through. Actually, it should come up and out. Okay, there's our main timing chain. That's how it's supposed to work. Alright. White and green. Over. Pete's sake, come on, there we go. That off. Slide that on. We're going to start at the intake balance shaft with the yellow link. Okay. The exhaust balance shaft gets black link. Let's get that up around there. Come on, just flatten out. Thank you. Okay, so we got a black link, a yellow link, and then this one, the black link. Come on, roll around. Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
Oh, there are days it's debatable. There we go. Everything's lined up. That helps.
Sometimes I do that too.
I'm like, it won't fit in the hole.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. Back up here. We're gonna drop in. Whoa. Slimy. intake. These only go on one way. Nope. There we go. The way the key is set up, they can only go on one direction, and not like the band. Actually, and we need we've got our two blue links, we need our yellow link on our intake. We always start with the intake, whether it's the balance shaft or the cam. We're going to line that up with our timing wire. Drop our chain on through. Get it around. There's two protrusions down in here. We got to work the chain around. It's kind of a pain. There we go. Okay. We're going to take a slide our guide up here over the chain. We'll get our bottom bolt started. Now, real quick, if we go to the top and we'll drop the back rear guide down. Slide that back up. Okay, so that still lines up. Tighten it down. Okay, I'm going to have to loosen this one up a little bit till I get the top bolt in. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull our slack chain or excess chain up that way, and I need my 24 millimeter. This camshaft is rolled some. Now, let's get this in here. And I need to find where's my exhaust timing marker. There. So, get that lined up. And then, sometimes you gotta roll. There it goes. The exhaust cam just a little bit. Get keys to line up. That's lined up. Let's get our bolt started. I'd run those down with 18. That's lined up. That's lined up. Double check the crank. It's right on the money. Now, I want to try and pull all of my slack to the exhaust cam side. That way when I put the tensioner in and release it, this one's a 32 millimeters, goes right in here. Let's see. Alright, that's in, that's tight. I can make sure all my slack on my exhaust side here. Yep. Very much. It's tight. That chain's tight. I'll very gently take the pry bar. Push in on. Push in and shoot quick and come back out. Now, top guide on. Almost forgot my upper guide bolt, which is not good. Okay. Tighten up the lower guide. Nozzle should be tight. Alright. Now it's time to...
Unfortunately, guys, my camera screwed up and it completely did not get me reinstalling the timing cover. But once you've checked and made sure that all your guide bolts, your nozzle bolt, everything for the timing set is tight, all it is a matter of reassembling everything that you have taken apart to get to it. So, put the timing cover back on, the balancer back on, your engine mounts, valve cover, serpentine belt, the whole 9 yards. And as always, this is a good time to go ahead and change the oil in the vehicle, especially since you've had the oil pan open where dirt and other contaminants can get down in there. And if any of the timing guides are broken, I highly recommend taking the extra hour to pull the oil pan off these cars. It's not difficult. And just make sure you don't have any chunks of timing guide down in the oil pan, because if you do, when you reassemble it all and start it up, it can actually suck the chunks of timing guide up into the screen on the oil pump pickup, which will reduce oil flow to the engine. So it's always a good idea. When you install the plug over the top front guide bolt, make sure you put some Teflon tape or some thread sealer on there to keep it from leaking oil there. Anyway, do me a favor. If this has helped you out, share it with your friends. Rate the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell if you already have. That way you get notifications on all my upcoming videos. And as always, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And don't forget, get out there and get your hands dirty. You might have a little fun doing it. We'll see you on the next one.